Hello, and welcome to an episode of Code with Brylie. Today we're going to be working on the Western Friend website. I've got a particular task here. We're going to get back into the swing of this a little bit. On our magazine listing page, we have the ability to, it's currently listing issues in reverse chronological order. The request was to be able to filter it by year on the magazine page to allow readers to select a particular year and find related issues. So if we go to westernfriend.org, we can see the live website. This is the most recent issue. If we go to the magazine recent issues page, which is where we'll be looking, we have these sort of recent issues, which are also basically the subscriber-only issues. Then we have this recent archive, which are all of the issues except the most recent 3 here, going back to, what is it, 2013, yeah, okay. When the publication went more digital, I would say. In fact, issues before this, I'm not sure, but weren't really being published as PDF. And so around 2013, Mary Klein became the editor, and she and I started working together, in fact, shortly after this. And it's been a hybrid digital publication ever since, and we've built this website and a couple of other iterations of this website. So the idea is here, rather than browsing by numeric pages, we would, I guess, have a year select. We can't necessarily show all the years side by side. That would take up too much space. It would look bad. And that's one of the problems I'm facing here is the filter by year. It doesn't quite fit the design. I suppose the filtering would leave the pagination intact. The thing is, each year has only a few issues. So it wouldn't really need pagination. It would be kind of mutually exclusive. Let's try it out. Let's try adding, for example, a drop down here with the default of showing all years, and then you select one and it will append a URL parameter here, which is necessary for the pagination to work. It's a bit tricky. We'll have a little bit of a collision. Let's see what we can do here, though. On the view, at least, we can filter out. So yeah, I'm just getting a little bit prepared, and we'll work in our local environment. So I've just updated the dependencies. We'll create a branch. Filter recent magazine issues by year. We'll publish that when we've got some changes. Now, a lot of times I like to approach this from a sort of outside-in perspective, meaning sort of like what the user interface and the user sees, and then work into the code. So kind of a UI-driven design, user-centric design, kind of. Now, so for that, we'll need to find this template. We'll go to the magazine, templates. Now, I'm not a user interface designer. I'm not a designer. I'm a coder first, and we're using Bootstrap here, so I will have some at least decent aesthetics and responsive, mobile first, in fact, responsive web framework, UI framework. So we have this magazine index page. And this has recent issues header and then recent archive header. And so as a first step, again, I'm not a designer. I'm going to just first get some things working in the user interface, a select menu, and we can tweak the design here. It will probably logically want to go inside of this heading just for aesthetic reasons, but I'll start it outside of that. Yeah. Well, this is actually very close for a year and years. This won't work. Well, this variable doesn't exist. Let's see what happens if we, okay, so run the server. So I don't get too confused. And I need to run the database. Make sure Docker desktop is running. Then we should be able to run server. Now, this is a fresh install, so I have previously populated it. Okay, good. So we'll go to the magazine recent issues page. And here we have the drop-down menu. All right, so it doesn't look good so far, but we'll get, we'll improve it. And what we want is actually a field group. All right, so we have a user interface thing. Let's go to the back end real quick and create this in the view. We'll populate this. So we'll use our ChatGPT, I'm pretty sure. Bring that over here. And then the view here is called, we actually have a model, wagtail model that's generating this page, this magazine index page. And that has a get context. So we have published issues, recent issues. So we want to get basically a list of archive issue years. Let's see if that worked. So essentially what perhaps I should rename that, but okay, there's a bit of what I'm doing. So essentially it's saying get the dates of those, the year. Yeah, sort of in descending order, so let's try that again. So kind of prompt it in your code. So let's see what that looks like. All didn't seem to work. Okay. I'm not running in debug mode. Let's see. Let's do some print debugging real quick here. Oh yeah, this is why, because there's no data. So we need to just create a couple of them. So if I log in, I don't think I have any, I don't think I can create mock ones. What we'll do though is go to the Wagtail admin, magazine. It always shows me this new, what's new thing. Now these are recent issues. Even though we're calling them archive issues here, it's a bit of a misnomer, or it's a bit confusing. The archive issue on this one refers to what we call the deep archive on the Internet Archive. Let's put the year down to like 2013, April 1st. All right. We're gonna have to deprecate this view. It's just borked. You can see it just looks really bad here. And Wagtail developers are abandoning this. They're not maintaining this model view set anymore. This model manager. I can't remember the name of this. We'll have to address this issue, but we will. Looks really bad. I wish they wouldn't have done that. So at least we'll have a couple of years. Then if I view live, my mouse freezes. Every once in a while the window like resizes and then takes a minute. My whole system hiccups. I'm not sure why it does that. So now if I go to the magazine recent issues page, we've got a couple of older issues. There we go. And okay, we do that. We do have the year there, 2015, 2013. So that works. And then this hard-coded 2013 I can remove from the template. So yes, thank you, GPT, for helping me out there. Just thinking a bit ahead. So we're going to need a little bit of JavaScript to sync. So we're going to want to set a URL parameter when this selection is made. Oh, God. I think it's called are they prefixes? 5.3. Or add-ons, I guess they're called add-ons. See, why isn't mine rendering correctly? It's like it's missing an asset. The caret, the down caret. All right, so first there, I'm using the wrong semantics. There we go, that's why. And then it's like a date. So that looks kind of bad. So what I'll do, one thing I need to check, I published one for each year, so I might be setting myself for a foot gun. I need 2 in the same year. And they can be different months. Okay, so the date was necessary. messages, essentially. Because I don't believe I need the date metadata. It's not a trivial thing, because I will use the year input in this filter here, publication date. And that will affect I could perhaps do it here. This is getting to be a complicated view. But I would say filtered archive issues. All right, so let's we'll come back to the behavior now. So when I click on one of these, I need to essentially to trigger an event and to append a query string argument. And load the page. I'm thinking it should be pure JavaScript. Alternatively, you know, alternatively, I can just use, instead of a select, anchor tags. Let me see what that would look like. Yeah. Accept. The hash, does that reload the page? Let's see what that looks like. Mouse gets frozen again. I'm not sure exactly what it is that's causing that. All right, so it's basically working. I just want it to, and I'll have to change the sort order. I just want them to display inline, but it's not. So let's see if we can get some help from ChatGPT. Excuse me. Yeah, okay. But it's the local that should be taking precedent, right? The local rule should be taking precedent. See, I've got a local, and it's not being overridden. No, something weird. Oh, it's the flex. Wrapping them in a row. Well, perhaps they don't need to be in a row. Since this is a block element, shoot, wrong one. Yeah. Interesting. I've never seen that one. Okay. Then I have nice spacing as well. Ooh. Make sure I didn't do that incorrectly. Yeah, I have another example of how to do this properly in the project. I was just seeing if GPT can help me with that. Looks good to me. We will put the non-breaking space there. Now this is going to grow. That's the non-breaking space. Why we shouldn't probably do the non-breaking space. Just a space is fine. And then we'll take this sorting off. Or we'll be explicit there. It defaults to ascending, but all right, I'm just going to go with the simplest solution for now. I'll take the spans off. I don't think the span was actually necessary. I think Mary will notice this, the comma thing, but if I can't do anything about it, I can't do anything about it. Oh, interesting. on the authors. Let me just see how I've done it on the authors. Yeah, it's the same. Oh yeah. Okay, it was my fault. So I see. It's looking good. Now, that gives us the ability to control the layout a little bit better. Maybe, maybe not. Actually, I see. All right, so you can't have the row, but somehow if the row is affecting the flow, it was the flex flow. Okay. Oh, right. It's not start. Margin start and margin end. There we go. Right, so we can support right to left languages. So good to go. Here we are. Hey, what's up there? Hello. Have a good day. Sorry, I just noticed your message here. Let me add the chat on the video. I forgot to do that. Where we go? The chat. Chat box. Here it is. Add the source. Here we are. Cool. Yep. So now, if any chat messages come in, they'll appear on the stream. Just had to set up the stream again today. All right, good to go. Now we have this link working, and what I need to do in Python is get this archive year query parameter and use that. Here before that. And then, it's suggesting year. I think that's pretty clean also. So we'll just fix that in the template. Makes it a bit more concise. Then we go, I can just take it off, but it should just be correct now. And well, there you go. It's working. Nice. Okay, very cool. I think this is a good minimum viable thing. If we have a lot of years, which we do, it'll wrap around a bit. And pagination should still work if necessary. All right, I'm just going to commit these and push that into the main and let Mary take a look. I'll leave the comments in. The comments were not only prompts for ChatGPT, but I know it's debatable. I like comments in code to try to explain my intent and the purpose. Make sure the code's sort of aligned with that, but I understand there's trade-offs. The code gets a little bit cluttered. People start to ignore comments because they kind of view them as noisy. Comments go out of date from what the code is actually doing. So yeah, it's trade-offs here, but yeah, so like this one is a bit redundant. Read-only mode. See, that sorted in descending order already went out. Date. Nice, there we go. So it's not too bloated. I think I have left comments throughout here to help myself out a bit. All right. Hey, what's up, pilfers? Yeah, that's true. It's a bit of a blend now. I've been here 10 years, so I'm from the United States, but I consider myself Finn-American, so I've got a bit of American tendencies, but also taking on a bit more of the Finnish tendencies for like simplicity and enjoying sauna culture and things like that. And how do you pinpoint me to California? Is it the accent or what? Oh, Canada. I'm sorry. U.S. Canada. My bad. Utah. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm from the Midwest originally, but I did live in California a couple of years. So yeah, you kind of got my accent down a little bit because in between Kansas and California is where my accent's kind of residing. It's a bit of a blend. Ohio's a bit east. Yeah, Kansas originally. But also I grew up in several places, so my accent's a bit of a mutt, perhaps. I lived in Florida, Missouri, Kansas, California, well, Oregon, Washington, briefly. And then I've been in Finland the longest out of any of those places consecutively. Yeah, it's not much there. Although it's like 7 distinct geographical regions, there's actually more diversity in Kansas than a lot of states, I think. But yeah, it's a bit of a slough, I guess. Is that a long drive going from? We used to go. My dad lived in Colorado, so I kind of lived there briefly as well. Yeah, we used to drive there. It's like a 10-hour drive just through western Kansas of like nothingness. But I also, when I lived there in Kansas, I had this curiosity about ghost towns. And not like in the, well, supernatural sense is also kind of intriguing in abandoned places. And I used to do urban exploration and stuff. But also for a sense of like history and the solitude in those places. So I used to go on day trips throughout like central and eastern Kansas. I didn't quite get too far west, only on a couple of occasions went to Fort Meade just to check out these places that were all bygone, eras where the railway didn't come through there, or people moved on for various reasons, but there's still sometimes few people living there. There is Kansas City, so yeah, that's a place with a pretty urban environment, but it's mostly in Missouri, or Kansas City is. Let's see. So that's where I did a lot of the urban exploration, but that's a good point. It's not like a large city. You might have heard of the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they're the world champions. They're the National Football League champions. But yeah, I mean, I used to do Kung Fu here, actually, with this guy, Mike Reyes. And a lot of these places I've not been. But yeah, it's like a, legitimate city. And there's a lot of old history there and old factory buildings and things like that. It was a railroad hub. It still is, and a lot of the cattle and everything comes through there. There's Union Station, Maine, yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of like what I came to learn. That's a ghost town. I always thought of ghost towns in the Wild West sense of the word. Like this. I was like, yeah, only ghosts live there. I did go through on my way down to Flagstaff, Arizona to visit my brother. Went down Route 66. A lot of those, there's some like old rusty cars and everything down there in the desert. That was like a ghost town experience. Some of that Route 66 history. But yeah, there's a little bit of this in western Kansas. But yeah, ghost towns, like you're saying, are more often than not just old towns. There might be an old general store that's now converted to a residence or things like that. Yeah. I took some pictures from this book, Ghost Towns of Kansas, this book right here. And I was just doing some weekend trips with that, going out to these old places. Yeah, it was curious. A lot of, just kind of lonely times, and also curious about history and a bit, it's kind of risky. Some of those places you go, if you fall into a little well or something. And there could be, with urban exploration, of course, there's other dangers there. Urban explorers. And then Route 66 was an interesting experience. Some of these old places. Yeah, I have some old photographs of that, but I haven't done anything with those. Yeah, out southwest, like down in Arizona, New Mexico area. Yeah, I play guitar and haven't done much GitHub guitar stuff, but not like guitar software. But yeah, I've got an acoustic guitar I can grab real quick. 1 second. Yeah, so I got my trusty guitar here. I bought. Yeah, Yeah, thanks. It's a Ridgewood guitar. Had it for a couple years. Got it for my birthday a couple years back. Yeah, cool. So I'm picking it back up. I might do some recordings soon. I got a guitar condenser mic, so I'm thinking about. Yep, I'll put it back up. Yeah, I'm trying to think of this movie that I can barely recall now, but came to mind, like the guitar. The soundtrack was just like really simple, or they had it a couple of times. It was really just simple, plain guitar, all kind of almost major chords. Just Martin, wow, nice. Let's check out your Ultimate Guitar Scraper. Very cool. Follow. Mostly Go. Okay, very nice. Go is pretty good for a CLI. Ooh, tab to wave. Man, that's pretty cool. Yeah, this is interesting. GitHub, just import straight from GitHub. I don't know about that. That doesn't seem very reliable to me. Does it do that at runtime or no? Because you're building Go binaries. That's right. That's right. I'm not familiar with Go, so pardon my ignorance. Interesting, but that even then could be a guitar synth in Go. Interesting. I was curious. He's a Finnish guy too. Hey, that's pretty cool. I was curious about these other languages for like making guitar, like audio plugins, basically. A lot of it's done in C++, but I'm not really excited to learn C++. It's like the de facto way of making audio software, apparently, because there's this framework called Juice that almost like a lot of open source projects are using. But yeah, I'd be curious. I looked in the Rust ecosystem. There's a little bit of going on for digital signal processing and stuff. Yeah, true. So yeah, you're not even getting to use the nicer features of C++. Not that I would really know them. And honestly, I've heard that the language is so bloated, it's just very confusing what subset to use. Yeah, but I think Juice is pretty well maintained. Gosh, what was the name of that movie with those guitar? It was such a beautiful movie. It's like some indie film. I'll never. Hey, what's up, Ziggy? Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Strudel, CC. Let's check it out. REPL. Strudel language, is it? You found Strudel, a new live coding platform to write dynamic music pieces in the browser. It's free and open source and made for beginners and experts alike. To get started, hit play. Change something, hit update. All right. Nice. We got intervals here. Ooh, and then modulations. So you're setting a key and then it's iterating over the. So it's iterating over this, and this is a list, but in a string. This is weird. Language. What language? Interesting. So the phaser. Yeah, this is almost pretty Greek to me. I understand some of the theoretical things is playing these scale degrees and I like how it's highlighting the state of the running application. This is pretty cool. It's got built-in sounds. Yes, so what is actually taking the scale and doesn't highlight that? And is this phasers what moving through the scale? Because they weren't all equal divisions, I noticed. And there's a bracket, so I'm not sure what the syntax means. But this is like C minor, F minor. These are scales or modes. Major, Lydian, second octave. Tidal cycles, okay. Yeah, interesting. Click Patterns tab. A bunch of examples. Oh, crazy. Creating a lot of different, whoa, nice. Sample sets. REPL, I assume. Reference, okay. That's it, cool. See what they mean by phaser. Be nice if I could look it up in the REPL, in the reference. Oh, they're literally meaning the audio effect. Okay. Not the phase of a. I'm used to, or I'm learning about more modular stuff, and phaser means a bit different thing. It's an overloaded term, but for example, I'm using Bitwig Studio here to do a lot of sound design and production lately. For example, I'll need to. Just fix that later. Ooh, new update. And then basically what I'm getting at is this polygrid. It's a good way of showing it. I'm not going to tinker with this too much on this stream, but I am doing other streams. It has a phaser here. Where is that? Display phase. Essentially what this is just what loops through. Hey, Pilfers, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. That's really cool. A good way to see other people around. Yeah, I should tinker with this. I have seen this title cycles come across recently at Hacker News, so I was tempted to dig into it a bit. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, right on. I'm glad to kind of combine the two, because for a long time I was sort of being like, well, I should only do one or the other on the streams at least, keep them separated. But really, yeah, I think there's so many similarities, and as you can see, there's overlap. And even recently I got this synesthesia plugin, and I think there's even a lot of overlap here with like visual responsive, like audio responsive visualizations. Let's see if I can select my input device. I don't think I have the output running. But yeah, so it's not connected up right now, but I'm gonna start doing a bit of it all with combining live code and dynamic visualizations and audio production. And I can maybe get this set up. Multi-output device. There we go. So if I select the multi-output device, then I need to put my headphones on. But there we go. Now we've got something. That's so cool. Where'd my chat go? Chat. It's over here. So this is fun. And these are just shaders that are freely available. A lot of these. I'll try to get not the ones that are like make you have seizures or whatever, seizure inducing. I'm just going to curate the samples, but then you can like tweak the settings and things like that. Yeah, this is beautiful stuff. And there's like thousands of these shaders that people are sharing on like Shader Toy, and there's interactive shader format, ISF, something like that. And then you can basically feed audio signal into them. And with synesthesia, it lets you tweak the settings. You can do it in real time and make recordings of it. It's nuts. There's this dude, this guy, I'll share his YouTube real quick. Wow, it's so cool. He does a lot of this, but it's so excellent, the work he's doing. Whew, nice. These are so cool. Let me get his name real quick. If you just like this kind of a style. It's not Max Richter. What is his name? Dang it. Well, Rival Console is really good. Max Cooper, there we go. Let me hop back out of this real quick, this visualization thing. But yeah, this is some general ideas where I'd like to take this sort of channel, kind of mixing together all these themes. Winamp. Yeah. That was originally that. What was the name of that visualizer for Winamp? Now it's an open source project. But Max Cooper, real quick, I'll just show you. He's really done some really amazing work, and most of his. If you get a chance, check out maxcooper.net and check out his YouTube channel. Whoops. Oh, yeah. All right, you're already there. All right, cool. Oh, I'm not signed into Twitch. I can't share it. But it's called Milk Drop. This visualizer plugin for Winamp. And it's been sort of like continued as an open source project. It has like gobs of these bespoke and this sort of its own format plugins, and you can kind of control them in real time. You can toggle through them, but it has very limited like playlist functionality. It has almost non-existent like ability to tweak the settings and whatnot. And honestly, there's newer languages for creating these visualizations, like GL shader language and stuff. And then this Synesthesia gives you an interface where you can actually like tweak the settings, and these are parameterized shaders. So I think this is like a lot more. My face is in the way. Where's my video? I'll just hide myself. Bye-bye. There we go. Yeah, and so you can like perform these. You can have one person performing music, one person performing visualizations. My brother did this recently in Thailand at a concert. He has got a modular setup, and he played modular music, and his friend was doing the visualizations. It works good. It's a good combo, and that's what I think Max does a lot. Yeah, and I love just the interface. It's simple, but like clean, colorful. I like the vividness. It fits, the aesthetic fits the sort of purpose. And it comes with a lot of these defaults, but you can import synesthesia scenes, interactive shader format, shader toy format, and then you can edit them, and it's got a little built-in IDE type thing. I haven't really gotten into it too much just yet. Sometimes it's a bit glitchy, you know, but that's cool. So yeah, it's a bit, I think, better than the milk drop. I was thinking it would be cool to have like a sequencer where you could drop these visualizations on a canvas on a timeline. This is what also I was thinking about the music and C++ and stuff like that. Like one would be having, what is this made in? This is C++. And so having like a user interface that allows you to sequence them, not in real time. Like this is more of a VJ interface where you're doing everything in real time, but there's no like timeline. There's only a playlist, and then I can record with OBS. If I wanted to create a music video, for example, drag my song onto a timeline and then sequence these, you know, similar to what you would do with a non-linear video editor like DaVinci Resolve, you know, using whatever shader toy or milk drop format. I think there's a gap there. I have not found one like that. Because you might want to control the parameters, you know, similar to in our DAWs, how we have got these automation lanes and things like that. If I open up, yeah, I can stop the playback of this. Oh, where did it go? Strudel. This is cool though. I like this stuff. This is a bit, one thing I got sort of problem with Strudel and title cycles is it's a bit abstract. I like more direct manipulation and getting higher, closer to the music. For example, you know, editing MIDI notes and modulations and automations and things like that. So this is much more intuitive interface for me to compose music. You know, more traditional digital audio workstation with like scenes and things like that. And so I do have this. And if I put a desktop audio source there, I just realized that, yeah, without a desktop audio source, you can't really hear the browser. So audio input capture, I think, would be desktop audio. And this device could be the black hole. Now you could hear the audio, I think, if I hit play and it's not too loud. 1 second. I had to kind of restart my whole collection, my scene collection in OBS, the studio. So now I've got this. All right, you can hear that. Thanks. Yeah, so this is Bitwig Studio, and it gives me a much more sort of natural and powerful way of making music. That's pretty fun stuff. Where's my dang chat window? Okay, there we go. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Well, I got about 8 minutes to prepare. Cosmo Shader Lake. Shield Rake. No, never heard of Cosmo Shield Rake. I'll check them out. Sheldrake. Cosmo Sheldrake. Musician and composer. Very cool. Made a whole album with sampling birds. Nice. You picked up on the bird sound there. Very cool. I've not heard of Cosmo Sheldrake. Thank you for the recommendation. Well, I like the art style there. Very cool. I'll take a listen. Check that video out. But I need to head out. I got 5 minutes. Take a quick bio break, and I'm going to go. I have a meeting with a friend in California who I'm collaborating with on this Western Friend website, which was what I was working on at the beginning of the thing. Just getting prepared with this small bug. It's not a bug fix. It's a feature enhancement. The track I just played is one called Spring Cleaning that I've been working on. I think I published this just a moment ago. Pretty sure I uploaded this one. Let me double check. I'm a bit of a space case. Yeah, here's one rendition of that on SoundCloud. It's available. Free download, Creative Commons license. You can check it out. So yeah, maybe hope you enjoy it. Share the music. Thanks for the recommendations. And it's nice to have people to hang out with on stream. It'll be on Spotify. I'm working on an album right now called Epicycles. This was the 6th track on that album, and I'm publishing them. I'm trickling them out as they're ready a little bit so I can kind of listen to them around town, but I haven't got the whole album assembled yet. Once I do, then I'll publish everything to Spotify and Apple Music, which is, after that, I can't edit them or, re-upload them or anything. So I try to upload them as they're sort of ready. Yes, exactly. That's a good observation. It was supposed to be Spring Cleaning, and it was a typo when I uploaded it. But then I realized that actually it's more than just music. It's a reminder to refresh our minds, bodies, and spaces, embracing new growth and opportunities that spring brings. So it invites listeners to clear away the old, making space for new beginnings. I used some generative AI to help me create the description, but the intention is just about, we can clean out more than just our houses, letting go of anxieties and all these types of things as part of our getting clear inside as well as out. So yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh, that was good. The serendipitous typo. So I left it. Yeah, and that's another thing. It's like, let the music guide and the creativity guide us as well. Using these generative tools, using the artwork and creating new stuff with it, using these synesthesia and all this type of stuff to blend modalities. I think it's all part of the process of being, and becoming. All right, well, thanks for stopping by, Pilfers. Hope to see you around the stream again. It's been nice chatting. Need to improve a little bit on the stream to make the chat more visible on light screens, it looks like, but there we go. So this has been another episode of Code with Brylie. We actually been hanging out and going into some music and stuff too. I should probably just forget about the whole episode idea and just go with the flow and just whatever we're making. Yep. See you around, Pilfers. Have a great day.